Just revealed. Princess Leonor did the morning after her wedding. The morning after a royal wedding is usually hidden behind closed doors, wrapped in mystery, and guarded by palace walls. We expect silence, privacy, and a return to formality once the celebration ends. But what if I told you that this time, the morning after was not hidden, it was revealed, and what Princess Leonor chose to do shocked everyone. Because the world assumed her first day as a married royal would be spent in seclusion, recovering from the whirlwind of ceremony. Yet Leonor, Spain's future queen, defied expectation. She stepped into her new role not with rest, but with action. And what she did, just hours after saying, "I do," has become the most talked about moment of the entire royal event. And here's the twist: it wasn't about glamour, it wasn't about power, and it wasn't about protocol. It was about heart. And that choice is now reshaping how the world sees her. The palace doors had barely closed on the wedding celebrations when the whispers began. Guests had seen Leonor radiating joy through the night, her gown a vision of history in the making. But what few expected was that instead of retreating into privacy, Leonor rose early the next morning, still carrying the glow of her vows, and chose to do something extraordinary. She began her first day of married life with a gesture of gratitude. While cameras waited at the palace gates for signs of the newlyweds, Leonor quietly walked into a small gathering of staff who had worked tirelessly behind the scenes of the grand wedding. Florists, servers, planners, and attendants, those who made the palace shine but rarely receive recognition. With Christian by her side, she thanked them personally, shaking hands, offering words of warmth, and even sharing breakfast with the very people who had built her perfect day. It was a moment no one expected. Royals are known to issue official statements of thanks, yes, but never something this personal, this raw, this human. And that raises the first big question. Why did Leonor choose to begin her married life this way? Was it a carefully planned move, or was it simply who she truly is? Those who witnessed it describe the scene as deeply moving. Imagine the contrast. Just hours earlier, Leonor was dazzling in front of kings, queens, dignitaries, and the entire world. And now, she stood in the quiet light of morning, smiling at a florist with petals still on her hands, or at a server who had carried champagne into the night. For them, it was surreal. For Leonor, it was natural. Royal historians are already comparing this act to iconic moments in monarchy. Some call it her Diana moment, a sign that Leonor understands the power of humility, of meeting people where they are. Others argue that this was not a comparison, but a revelation, that Leonor is carving her own legacy, one built not just on tradition, but on humanity. And yet, even as her kindness captured hearts, another layer of intrigue emerged. What does this tell us about Leonor's vision for her reign? Is this a glimpse into the queen she will one day become? And how does Prince Christian, himself heir to a throne, feel about beginning his married life in this way? Sources close to the palace suggest Christian was deeply supportive. Witnesses describe him standing proudly at Leonor's side, quietly echoing her gratitude, and even joking with staff as though he were not Denmark's future king, but simply a husband, humbled by the efforts of others. This harmony between them, seen so soon after the vows, suggests something powerful, that their marriage is not just a union of crowns, but a partnership of values. But this is where curiosity deepens. Because while Leonor's gesture charmed many, it also raised eyebrows in certain royal circles. Some insiders question whether she overstepped, breaking from protocol that prefers royalty to remain a little distant, a little untouchable. Did her informality risk diminishing the mystique of monarchy? Or did it strengthen it, proving that modern queens must be approachable to survive? The debate continues, but one fact cannot be denied: Leonor's choice has set a tone for her married life. And that tone is one of connection, of empathy, of leadership through authenticity. From there, the morning unfolded in ways no one could have predicted. After the intimate thank you gathering, Leonor and Christian reportedly walked through the palace gardens together, not in full regalia, but hand in hand, laughing, their joy unfiltered. Photographers caught only glimpses, but those glimpses told a story, that behind the grandeur of monarchy lies something simple and real, two young royals who truly love one another. And this brings us to the heart of the matter: what does the world truly want from its royals today? Grand ceremonies. Yes. Tradition. Of course. But more than that, people crave authenticity, a reminder that beneath the crowns, these figures are human. Leonor has given that reminder. And in doing so, she may have changed the expectations of what a royal can be. Still, the curiosity loops keep unfolding. What will she do next? Will she continue this pattern of breaking tradition with authenticity? Or will palace pressures force her back into the mold of formality? Can she balance the demands of monarchy with the personal warmth that is already winning her admiration across the globe? As the world waits, one truth remains. The morning after her wedding, Princess Leonor revealed not just what she did, but who she is. A future queen unafraid to connect, unafraid to show gratitude, unafraid to lead with love. And that revelation may prove more powerful than the vows themselves. Because weddings end, ceremonies fade, but the actions that follow, the choices made when the cameras are gone, are what define history. So when people ask, what did Princess Leonor do the morning after her wedding? The answer is simple, yet profound. She chose gratitude. She chose humility. She chose love. And in that choice, she gave the world not just a glimpse of her marriage, but of the reign to come. And the lingering question, the one that keeps the world watching, is this: if her first act as a married royal was this extraordinary, what will her first act as queen be?